Okay, we are live. The Rook Voice channel. Been a long time since I've posted much of anything. In truth, the video that I posted a few months ago was actually something I recorded better than a year and a half ago. So, um, it's kind of curious to see with any of the subscribers that I have. We actually have gained some subscribers. I believe that when I stopped making videos, there were something like 8,200, and now I think we've got like 9,000 something. So I think that we've actually gained maybe close to 1,000 subscribers in the last year and a half, 2 years since I have consistently posted anything. Actually, it's probably been more like year and a half, 2 years, maybe 2.5 years that I have consistently posted anything. I just kind of got to a point where I knew that the gun content was not super welcome, and at least by YouTube and Google's point of view. And I didn't want to continue investing myself into something that was going to get ripped away from me, and potentially all of the effort that I had put into making videos and editing just completely thrown and deleted and gone forever, and I wouldn't have access to any of it. I actually did save copies of everything that I had made, um, but so I downloaded everything. When you upload something to YouTube and then you download it, the quality is never as good as the the video that you uploaded. But yeah, I at least have a uh, kind of a shady copy of everything so far. So, all right. Well, looks like we have a couple people watching. If you are watching, drop a comment so I can see who all is here, and if it's anybody I recognize or not. We're talking just what's been happening with the Rook Voice with me, and just the channel as of like the last couple of years, and it's being kind of dormant. So um I kind of anticipate at this point probably potentially doing a Thistle Run Express. I think that the last probably 2 or 3 years, I was anticipating that I wouldn't continue it on. Uh, just the view count was never that high, and I just with the way that gun content was going on YouTube, I really didn't think that the channel was going to continue at all. And then we got to year 8 and year 9, and I thought we're so close to the 10-year anniversary. It'd be pretty cool to do the 10th Thistle Run Express, and we did that. Uh, we'll see. I guess at this point, I anticipate probably doing it. A lot's going to depend on what the end of summer looks like for me, but I just got a call from Gentleman Shooter, so let me see if he wants to join me in this live stream. All right. Did you want to join me in this live stream? Question mark. Send him a text. That'd be funny if he is it shows that somebody is watching this live stream, and it would not surprise me if it was him. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe it registers yourself. I don't really have a window open showing that I'm watching this. So, but as me being an active person in the live stream, I didn't know if maybe it counts me as watching the live stream or what. But we'll give this a half hour or so and see if anybody shows up. I I didn't. I kind of suspect that of my 9,000 subscribers, probably less than 25% actually have notifications turned on. And I'm guessing that probably in all likelihood, maybe less than 100 people actually see, hey, he posted a video. I'm going to check it out. 2 or 3 years ago, I was getting dang near close to 5.5, 6,000 views every day. And it fell off a cliff. I mean, like, even now, I mean, I feel like I've got the same content, and I just I'm barely pulling 300 views a day now. So I got throttled hard, and I don't suspect it was just me. I think that it was probably uh, everybody in everybody in the firearm content making uh, YouTube scene. So we have Ned Lee watching from Kansas City. So at this point, probably just me and Ned on this live stream. Looks like Gentleman Shooter is outside soaking up the sun, grilling and chilling, is what he says. So I don't look for him to jump into this live stream, but anyway, so yeah, I was just curious. I have started another YouTube channel that didn't have gun content, and it's more Google friendly, and I've gotten to about 500 and just a handful over 500 subscribers, and I have done a few live streams where I got maybe 6 or 7 people watching, and I realized that this is a holiday weekend, so I thought it could be hit or miss. It could be that everybody's just sitting around getting ready to grill or grilling and camping, and maybe not grilling and not camping, and maybe there'd be people just kind of sitting there looking for something to do, pulling their phone up and seeing, hey, somebody's going live and I haven't seen anything from this guy in a while, so I'll see what he has to say. So I was kind of curious to see, when going live with a channel that has 9,000 subscribers, would anybody watch? So um so the news on the ROOKvoice front, beyond I haven't been making videos in a while, is my wife and I sold our home, and we sold it about 7, 8 months ago is when we closed, and we were hoping to buy another home in a quieter neighborhood and just get into a better neighborhood. And it was like COVID hit, then we listed our house and it sold really fast, and then the price of everything around us just skyrocketed, and people are just asking stupid money for houses right now. And there, at one point in the community that I live in, there's about 7, 8,000 people in my community, and at one point this winter there was a single one house for sale, and my opinion, it was probably significantly overpriced, and it wasn't anything that we would have been interested in. So my wife and my children and I are renting a tiny apartment, and and we are currently hunting for a house. So we have Last Chance Lee watching. I learned a lot from you with the Archangel kit. Great videos. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here and watching this. Did you watch any particular Archangel video? Was it a 1022 kit or a 597 kit or the Mosin Nagant kit? Curious to see which one you watched, or did you watch them all? I haven't talked to to Mike Ballard in a while. Actually, I don't know that he's with Archangel anymore. The last I had heard, he had kind of separated from them and pursued something else, and he was going to tell me about that. And we just life got busy, and we never really connected again to find out, or for me to find out where he is these days and what he's up to. But my contact at Archangel uh, moved on, and I don't know that anybody there knows who I am to be interested in sending anything my way, information wise, of what's on the horizon. With the political climate, it seems like there really hasn't been a bunch of anything new coming out that I've seen that I've been interested in. And I mean, like I've gone just about a year without hardly seeing anything ammo wise. I mean, at my Walmart, the store shelf is completely empty. There isn't anything. There's not even shotgun ammunition. A few years ago, when we had the scare, I think it was during Obama's presidency, we went months without hardly seeing much of anything ammunition wise, and but we could always get shotgun ammunition. And I always kind of said, like, worst case scenario, we can at least buy some birdshot. I mean, and now, I mean, like, they don't have anything at the Walmart or the local hardware store. There is a gun store in my community, but they're asking like 10, 15, or excuse me, not 10. If it was 10 cents a round, I'd probably buy it, but they're asking 15 to 25 cents a round for cheap bulk ammunition. And I've just, I'm not that hard up for ammo right now to really justify spending that kind of money on 22 ammo. And so I really haven't done much firearm related, getting out and shooting or buying guns. Or I mean, I feel like at this point, if I go into a gun store and I slap $500 down for a rifle or a shotgun or something, and just buying a paperweight at this point because you can't find ammo. Last Chance Lee says that Ruger 1022, it's still in the works. So sounds like a project gun, and that was always a lot of fun. I always had a lot of fun building Ruger 1022s. My current outfitting of a 1022, the only thing I have changed from the last Thistle Run Express that we did this previous, was it September? I changed out the Archangel precision stock and put the Magpul Hunter X stock back on it. And I put it on, and I haven't even fired it since then. I kind of want to see how I was having issues with my sights where I really had to drift one way over just to get it centered, and I didn't know if it was the way that my cheek was hitting the Archangel cheek rest, or what was going on. What my struggle with getting it to zero and hit right. I mean, it's a 1022 factory barrel with aftermarket sights. Maybe it is the aftermarket sights, but gosh, I don't know how iron sights can get overcomplicated and not like aim with the direction of the barrel. But I need to get that out and zero that for the potential upcoming Thistle Run Express this coming September. I've got some time. But the only gun project that I have been into in the last maybe year and a half, 2 years, is a Ruger Mark III that I found at the local gun shop before prices really jumped up high. I got my hands on a Ruger Mark III that was a threaded barrel. It was a 4-inch barrel with a factory thread on it, and I took and put the full quartz and accurizing kit on it, and I deleted the loaded magazine indicator with the tandem cross insert, and then I sent it away and had the barrel shortened down as much as I could. I mean, there is not much rifling on this barrel at all. And then I kept it so that, I mean, like the overall package is, I mean, just like about as long as it was with the suppressor now threaded onto the barreled receiver, and it looks very much like the suppressor host that you would have seen in the movie Assassins with Antonio Banderas and Sylvester Stallone. So I'm real excited about getting that out and making a video. And I was actually planning on shooting that video today. I just decided to go this route and go live and see if I could get anybody watching this. I'll probably shoot that video tomorrow and get it edited and loaded, hopefully before Tuesday morning. But I don't believe that I can show a firearm in a live stream. So I think that it would get, I mean, I don't know if anybody even would watch a channel of my size and even care if I did. I mean, but I know that the rule would be, hey, you showed a firearm in a live stream and we're taking it down, or we're going to interrupt the live stream or whatever and keep you from making live streams. I do believe that you can show knives. I had watched in the past some Nick Shabazz, if I'm saying that correctly, videos where he did like cleaning and reviewing of knives. And I did have a buck knife haul that at some point I'm gonna dig that box out and show you some of the buck knives that I ordered and received in the last couple months. I was gonna do a video of these knives, but a live stream sounds about like the easier way to go as far as just pulling them out and showing them one at a time, opposed to making a video and editing it. So we'll see if we can get maybe a few more people in the live stream, and then I'll bring it on. I won't wait more than 5 minutes. If nobody else has come on in the next 5 minutes, I will go ahead and bring out that box of buck knives. But anyway, so the background behind me here is my collection of Nerf and collectible toys. Can't have firearms on this live stream, but I can have Nerf guns hanging in the background. So kind of a fun little skirting of their rules. Can't have firearms, but I've got some Nerf guns, so not exactly the same, but kind of fun anyway. So let's see here. We got another comment here. Have you ever used the CST signal? No, I'm not sure that I have used that. No, I is that a recent item that has been made in the last couple of years? CST, second generation auto last shot bolt hold open. So I presume that's a kit that you can install on a standard factory Ruger 1022, that if you use that kit, you would have a last shot hold open, which would be cool for a Ruger 1022. I guess I would anticipate that with using that, you would be limited to a specific kind of magazine for the Ruger 1022 with that kit. I don't know that because I have not heard of this this bolt hold open kit, but I have kind of exclusively limited myself to the Ruger 1022 factory 10 round magazine installed into the tandem cross double cross body kit, where it has two of the 10 round magazines stored in one body. And I hardly can ever think of a 1022 as at any point how problematic it could have been, that would have jammed with a 10 round magazine. And I tried so many different magazines. That I had the 25 round magazine from Archangel, the 25 round BX 25 from Ruger. I had the 25 round magazines from High Tower Armory. I had the 25 round magazines from Pro Mag and the 25 round magazines from Butler Creek, and I I never was able to get any of them to be really, really reliable where I would trust it in a run and gun kind of, or even just having fun in an afternoon. I mean, like your gun jams, you're not having fun. And it jams a lot and you're really not having fun. So to me, I kind of got so sick of the 25 round magazines that I had my hands on, the ones that I had tried, jamming so much that I just kind of got away from it altogether. There was another company that the Tactical Innovations, they made a, I don't even remember what they called their magazine, but it had adjustable screws at the top of the magazine that would adjust which way the magazine would orient into the magazine well, and it helped change the angle of how the rounds would feed into the chamber, and those were pretty reliable. I wouldn't have said they were 100% or I mean as reliable as the 10 round magazine, um, the 10 round factory magazine, but I kind of had a problem with them. And that was a long time. That was probably at least 7, probably 10 years, maybe 10 plus years ago. I called them with an issue from a receiver that I had, and they blew me off and basically told me, "Oh, that's your problem now," and it's not something that they were super interested in helping me out with. And I kind of got fed up with it. I sold the receiver, and I am somebody who places very high value on customer service, and if you've got a product that you won't stand behind or help the customer out if they're having an issue, I mean, like, I'm not going to be loyal to your name brand, and I cleared all of their parts out of my inventory, and I haven't had them in any videos in a long time. If you looked at some of the very early stuff that I did, you'll see the Tactical Innovations magazines. But once you see that I stopped using them, that was about the time I had a problem with them. I think I even made a video talking about the issues that I had with Tactical Innovations. I don't know if that video is still up. I think I might have privatized it just because I didn't want to throw bad vibes out into the universe. After 10 years, I kind of felt like, kind of is what it is. And I don't know, maybe if I saw something that was really super appealing to me, I might consider buying something from them and giving them another try. But I kind of feel like buying a receiver from a company is kind of a big deal, and for them to not be willing to help you out with it, uh, that said a lot to me. So, all right, well, let me let me grab that box of buck knives. I think it's right around the corner here. And show you some of the stuff that I picked up recently. Oh, the first thing I wanted to show you is not even in the box. I'm gonna have to grab that. All right. So the first one is the Buck trunk knife. And this was the packaging for it. I mean, I'm a packaging guy. I like to see what the item came in. I was disappointed to see that this one was made in China. And I don't know that there was really anything on the website that said that they had any overseas made products. I really like the knife a lot, but I mean, like, this knife I believe was like $25 or $30. Honestly, I would have paid $40 or $50 for this knife, USA made. So it's kind of a cleaver design, and I use this at the cabinet shop to clean up rails, fuzzies, and whatnot. I like the the way that you can apply it and use it with this edge. It's got a nice shape to the blade. Let's see if I can. There we go. I'm not a knife guy, so I'm probably gonna throw some terms around that are going to make knife guys go, "What the heck is he talking about?" But I mean, you got your bevel coming from both directions there, kind of a swedge deal. But I really like these style of knives. I really wish it was made in America, but it was relatively inexpensive, so kind of a thumper knife. Um, and the only criticism that I would have about this knife is the pocket clip. And I have since, I don't know if you can see, there's kind of a little bit of a wobble to it. This part here kind of folded out a little more, and I caught it on a couch and it just ripped this bent it way out of shape. And I had to remove it with these two screws here. It took me quite a bit. I mean, I was surprised at how much it bent with how much effort I had to put into straightening it back out and trying to. So I tried to fold this back a little bit so that it wouldn't catch on as many things. And it's not as straight. And maybe if I would send it to Buck, they would replace that pocket clip for me. But other than the pocket clip, I really like. I mean, I really like G10. It's got a nice texture to it. There is some cutaways here, a little bevel to help get your finger in that, get it started on the little thumb tabs, and it's got a generous little back section here that makes it easy to flip open. So really like this knife here, and not a very highly priced knife. And this is one that I carry at the wood shop that I work at. So let's go to the next smallest one. All right, and this one is the Made in the USA, the Pursuit. I believe that this is the one that had a gut hook on it. And all of Buck Knives boxes are very similar. Decent packaging. I mean, very simplistic. There's not a lot of like plastic to them. Cardboard box that's good for the environment, easy to recycle, that kind of thing. If you don't keep your packaging, but I keep my packaging. I believe this one is, yes, made in the USA. I believe that first one was the only one that is not made in the USA. But so you got your knife here. I really like the sheath. Green with black. It's got some decent design to it. So aesthetically, I think it looks good. It's got a good belt loop to it. It's not overly big. Got a positive snap that holds the blade in place. It's a wide blade with a good gut hook on it, and just make a pretty decent hunting survival kind of knife. I don't know that I anticipate using a gut hook for much of anything right now, but boy, I think if things went sideways and you needed it, it'd be nice to have, and this seems like a pretty decent knife. I do not recall what I paid for this one here. It was kind of one of those things where I just ordered a bunch of stuff all at once and had it all sent. But let's see here. So it's got the Buck Knife logo engraved in the blade, and I don't know if you what I mean, like what you got the portion here that's kind of like jimping, and it seems like there's some jimping up here, but I'm not sure if you would hold it. I don't know. A gut hook is not something that I have a lot of knowledge on, but I do like the way that the knife blade looks, and it's very sharp. So nice knife and a nice sheath. You know, I really place a lot of value on sheaths. and I mean, if they look good and they hold the knife in place. I've seen some real junk sheaths, and I like this one. So the Pursuit knife. All right, so we have another viewer, Jonathan Jones, John the Baptist. So sounds like a famous kind of name. Thanks for watching this holiday weekend. All right, so then we're gonna get into the bigger knives, and I don't know from each box knife or knife box to each knife box which one is in what. So let's just get it. This is the Pro series, and let's see which this one is. This one here, these boxes have a little more to them, and there's actually a magnet. Get the thing oriented so it's top side up, and it's got magnets that hold the box closed. All right, so this is one of their survival kind of knives. They used to call it the tactical series, and because of how Google feels about tactical knives, they don't call them tactical anymore. So I think they call them recreational knives. But let's see if this is the Tanto or the Spear Point. And the Spear Point it is. Let's look at the sheath here real quick. So the sheath is hard plastic with some adjustment screws here to adjust how well retained the knife is into the sheath. It's got your drain hole, and it's velcroed on with these straps here so you can orient it on your right side or left side. You can adjust how high the knife sits on the sheath. Lots and lots of options for how you can mount this sheath. And I really like the fact that they didn't just grab, shaking the camera all over the place. They didn't just grab a tan knife and shove it in a black sheath. They actually made a black sheath or a tan sheath to go with this tan knife. And you can hear how well that thing clicked in place, and some pretty vigorous shaking. And it's still, you're going to have to give it that gentle pull to get it to remove from the sheath. So again, big knife guy that, not a big knife guy, but a big guy who, I'm a guy who appreciates sheaths. So I like sheaths on knives, and a sheath for me can make or break the knife. If it doesn't have a great sheath, then I'm not going to get super excited about the knife. I actually probably get more excited about how you hold the knife on your person than I do about the actual knife. So with the knife though, you got a nice spear point, and if this is all done like the 808 Talon that came before it, then it's got this anti-reflective, like if you're being watched by somebody with night vision, this is supposed to be that low glare kind of stuff that's not supposed to show up on night vision as well. It's got the G10 or Mark Harda, excuse me, Mark Harda grips, and I really like this knife a lot. It's got a good weight to it. Feels good in hand and nice and sharp. So seems like the tactical go to war adventure kind of knife that you would find on your video games these days. I'll set this one back, and I should have the other variant of it that has the Tanto blade. I'm realizing now that I'm showing these knives how little, I mean, how I am just not a knife guy, so I'm sure I'm just kind of, I mean, I'm showing you knives, that's about as good as I'm going to do, because I can't speak super intelligently about knives that I just don't, I'm not a knife guy. So, all right. figure out which way it's oriented. There we go. Okay, yeah, so this is the other version of that same knife. And same sheath, same exact sheath. So the Tanto and the spear point will both fit into the same sheath. And then you've got that Tanto point. And this one here's got a little more of some shape to the back of it. Nice and sharp and got that good weight to it. The micarta grip can be removed and you can kind of weave some good heavens, how long has it been since I made a tactical video or a video in the knife and gun arena? You can lanyard it onto like a spear if you want to. So nice options for a survival / tactical kind of application. So set that one off to the side here. Two more in the box. This next one is the, I don't think they put the name of it on the outside of this box. No. I believe they called this one the General. And it's a little less tactical and maybe a little more biker. So, as in motorcycle, not bicyclist. But anyway, so nice black leather sheath. And you've got the long kind of Bowie knife. I had one like this 10-15 years ago that was a black handle, and this one's kind of a polished micarta, I think. It certainly does not have the texture, and you can see that with the reflection of the light. If I can get it turned the right way. My left is on the right of the screen here, so it's kind of throwing me. But you can see the shine of that handle. So it's not as functionally nice as the other knives as far as the way that it feels in hand. But I don't know that this would necessarily be a kind of a go-to-war kind of knife. This would be maybe more towards a nice barbecue knife or whatever. But no, it's a I like the way that it feels in hand. I've always liked these more fancier knives here. And then finally, I picked up another 808 Talon. I reviewed the 808 Talon a couple years ago, and that was when it was only available to military and law enforcement. I don't recall what you had to be qualified to get your hands on it, but Unifier was the one that was supplying that one, and they had some contract that it could only be sold to certain professions at that time, and then that kind of ran out, and then Buck was free to kind of sell it to anybody. You no longer needed the military qualifications to get it, and it's very close to the same thing, but there is one difference to it. So I already had reviewed one like this, and this is the kind of the Gen 2, and the really the only difference is it doesn't have the recessed limb hook. So this would probably be just a little better for batoning because you have that extra surface here to strike with a baton. But it did have a recessed limb hook. And I liked the way that that looked, and I mean, I'm sure that that would have been very functional, but picked up another 808 Talon. And so, yeah, I mean, same thing. I mean, great sheath. I mean, the tan matching the knife, and tactical flat plastic look of it. So, so that's the buck knife haul. All right. All right, so we're about 40 minutes into the live stream with 3 people viewing. Of any of you 3 viewers, has anybody seen anything firearm related that has come out in the last few years that excited you? I don't know that I even tried to watch any SHOT Show videos. I don't think they had it last year, and I'm not sure that I watched much of the year before that. But it was always my intention to make it out to SHOT Show, and it was kind of a goal of mine to make it out there before 2017, and obviously that didn't happen. And I'm not even sure at this point if what the qualifications are. I knew that at that time I I was qualified to go out and get a press pass, but I don't know if they've changed the standards. I kind of feel like with 9,000 subscribers, I'm probably a smaller fish now than I would have been 9,000 subscribers 5 years ago. So give me some. All right, so last chance, Lee. Nice Knife was wondering if you can give me a quick definition of what an assault weapon is. I think, simply put, an assault weapon would have to be anything that you assault somebody with. So if you have a frozen mackerel and you beat somebody to death with it, I would think that that would make that frozen mackerel an assault frozen mackerel because you assaulted somebody with it. Logically speaking. So I don't really buy into the assault weapon kind of terminology. It was actually something here in my state where they were talking about whether or not you could own or carry a auto knife, like an out the front knife or a switchblade. I don't know that I think that that's kind of a term that I don't like because of the negative connotations that come with that term. But an auto knife where you can press a button and that blade deploys. And I talked to several sheriff's deputies, some state patrol, and some town cops. And when I had the opportunity, I would ask, hey, what is your thoughts on an auto knife? Is it legal to carry or is it not legal? And it was pretty well split down the middle. I mean, like no matter how big the department was, half the people said that is a deadly weapon and it is illegal to have on your person, and others would say no, it's just a knife. It doesn't matter how it opens or closes. It's just a knife and it's not a deadly weapon until you attempt to use it to kill somebody or seriously physically harm somebody. So, but in my state, they have since changed that, I think this year, so that they clarified and said that auto knives are not deadly weapons, potentially freeing us to carry them legally. And not, I mean, I kind of felt like that law was written so poorly that it was kind of a muddy definition or terminology where you really didn't know exactly how they meant it or didn't. So, all right, well, I was curious to see how many people would pop in and watch the live stream. Getting into 45 minutes here with 3 people watching. Truly appreciate you 3 people watching. I don't know if there's going to be much content being created on this channel, The Rook Voice. I know that there is a video that, like I was saying a while ago, that I'm going to try to shoot and edit and post yet this weekend, and we may have a run and gun this September. But other than that, I really don't think that I intend to do much with this channel currently right now, especially with the fact that it's so difficult to find ammunition. And clearly, I'm not a intelligent knife guy. I enjoy knives, but I don't know that I could speak intelligently on them to create content that anybody's going to watch. And it seems like the videos that I have left published aren't really getting a bunch of traction. Even the last video that I edited and posted, I believe 6 or 7 months ago, I think, even that video has only generated like 2 or 3,000 views, and I mean that's not bad, but it certainly isn't successful by most YouTubers' measures of success. So I don't know that I'm going to be continuing to make content on this channel, but wanted to pop in, say hey, see who is going to pop in and say hey back. But I'm probably gonna wrap up this live stream here. Appreciate you guys checking this out, and hopefully we will post a video in the next 24 hours and maybe towards the end of the summer. Thanks for checking out my videos. Remember, it's a big world out there, and we're bound to run into a shady situation. Until then, keep your gear on you.